Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
The Porcupine with Adam Nutter.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another live Porcupine. That's what's going on with these now. They're fucking live. Thanks to StreamYard and me being not as retarded with technology as I was before. Yay! All right, so shout out to StreamYard. Guys, thanks for another edition of Porcupine. Real quick, to get some plugs out of the way. Buy a shirt. Buy a fucking Porcupine shirt. Droptent.com/store. Get your Porcupine shirt. There's also exclusive Disobey Your Local Nutter shirt there with artwork from Top Lobster himself. So that's pretty fucking cool. So droptent.com/store for all the merch. As far as shows going, I'm only doing one show in November this month. This Saturday, November 20th, Chalfont, PA, the monthly show I run, coming out. 2 shows, 7 and 9:30. Honestly, the 9:30 show sold out already. You can't come to that one. 7 o'clock show, though, there's like 15 tickets left. So coming out, if you want to come to the 9:30 show, honestly, DM me. We could probably squeeze in like 5 more people. But $15 tickets, 2 different lineups this time because it's a whole Drop Tent showcase. So a lot of comics, 7 and 9:30 show this Saturday, droptent.com/events for your tickets. I'm telling you, the 9:30 show is technically sold out. 7 o'clock show is more than half sold out. Get your tickets now before they're gone. And then I have a bunch of dates in December coming up. So be on the lookout for that. But I took November off for my birthday and, Thanksgiving and stuff. Enough about me. My guest today is the man, the myth, the legend from running for Eastern Vice Chair of Pennsylvania. Give it up for Mr. Joel Getz, everybody. What's up, man?
Great to be here, man. Of all the podcasts I've done and whatnot, so many people told me, "Oh, we got to get you on with Nutter. You guys would get along great. You're both hilarious and blah blah blah." I'm like, all right, well, then we finally got it together, so it's good to be here.
Mark Bizzacco, who is don't forget, every time I talk about Mark, I have to let it be known that I am a younger, more handsome version of Mark. So everybody out there,
I was just gonna say you look like Mark Bizzacco if Mark didn't act like he was 70 years old.
Yeah, this is a bit of an inside joke for a lot of people listening, but Mark acts like he's 122 and he's about 40. So it's a bummer. He looks and acts like I love him.
My dude is 44 years old, but his bones are like 150. Oh Christ! I just got the notification that he's watching right now. So never mind about all that stuff.
No, Mark's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Mark. He's a real good dude for sure.
Definitely better looking than me. I never said otherwise. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Not what I said. Love you, Mark. Look at wow. Now we're getting bullied. This is bullshit.
To be fair, Bonnie's not a real libertarian, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what, Bonnie, shut up. We don't want to hear your opinions.
We're the only real libertarians in the party, I think, at this point, which I'm not going to lie, I probably say on every podcast, but whatever.
Yeah, that's I always talk about this a lot, how I'm like, there's only like 8 libertarian comedians in the whole fucking country, and I'm one of them. It's true. Like, it's wild, like how we're not really, there's not too many of us. You'd think there'd be more of us, but there's really fucking not. But yeah, I feel I'm
not a comedian. I'm just funny because like I have mental health issues and I'm a libertarian. Like,
yeah, that's
if I had a microphone, maybe I'd be a
dude. Having mental health issues and being sad is like halfway towards being a good comic. I don't know if you knew that. So you're like halfway there. it's like halfway.
I'm either gonna cry or laugh. Like, I don't know.
All you gotta do is like write a joke, be like, I'm sad. And people are like, yeah, you're funny. It's fine. Talk about your dick every now and then. It's not that hard.
Well, yeah, actually, Mark and Bonnie would probably confer that whenever we hang out, those topics do tend to come up. Actually, so maybe I am a comedian. I'm really bad at it because I don't get paid for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, you don't get paid for it for like the first 8 years of comedy, and then you start to make money off of comedy. And still, it's
I'm going on year 27 that I haven't been paid for this.
Yeah, it's a hard gig, but like once, especially now, like which is cool, like a lot of libertarian crowd and stuff like that. you find them and like they dig you, and then like you kind of have like a built-in audience a little bit, which is cool. So which is kind of like the point of comedy anyway, right? It's like to get your own. Like people have been giving me shit because like, oh, it's all libertarians. I'm like, right, but it's like, isn't that like the goal is to get your fucking audience? You fucking loser. You know.
I don't really want to do. I don't want to do comedy in front of a crowd that's not going to laugh or come back and pay a second time. So I'm not really sure what the issue is there.
Yeah. There's not enough of those rooms. Dude, I just told the story. I told the story on my comedy podcast recently, but fuck, I'll tell it again on this one. Again, I've been doing comedy long enough where like I don't really, I still don't have great. There are times where I don't have great sets. I feel like I could do better in certain shows and stuff like that, but I don't really bomb anymore. Like like a straight bomb.
Yeah.
Those are rare. But I just did this gig in Trenton, and I walk. Yeah, it's already a fucking negative. I walk in. I walk into this place and I look around. I'm like, what is this place supposed to be? Because to my immediate left is like a kitchen just exposed, like an exposed kitchen with all of the noise in the world happening. All of the noise in the world. Immediately in front of that kitchen was a full functioning bar. A full functioning bar with mad people at it. Like it was pretty crowded. Then you pan back a little more, and behind all that is like a New York style deli full of beer. Just beer. And I'm like, all right. To the right of that is like a wine bar, like stacks of wine. And then in the middle is just like a few tables and seats. And I'm eye level with everybody. Oh, also every TV on the bar is on, and there was Atlanta Braves are playing the Dodgers in the the Astros in the World Series. So like all this was happening at the same time, and then the host goes up and he just eats shit. He just fucking talks about. He's way too aggressive sexually, like way too off the bat, like talking about like circumcisions and like fucking chicks. And I was like, dude, easier. And then he just brings me up.
Sounds like my first date.
Yeah, you're like, come on, it's funny, right? Right? It's funny, right? That's kind of what it was. And I was like, oh my god. And then he's like, he brings me up. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I try to do some crowd where I try to make fun of the place. No one's paying attention to me anymore because they're talking about that guy. While they're all talking about that guy, dude, the waitress. There's one table of like 10 people, which is like the biggest part of the audience. The waitress walks over and just starts loudly taking all their orders. And now that whole table's not paying attention to me. And then it just broke apart from there. I remember at one point I was just standing on stage being like, this is actually almost unbelievable what's happening right now. Like it was so bad. And I could never get it back. I could never just get it. I did like 15 minutes. I was like, thanks for tolerating me. And I left. I was like, can I have my money? And I just went home sad. That was, that was my night.
I think they forgot they booked entertainment that night. They're just like, oh shit. There's two guys here who say they're comedians. Yeah, whatever. Go give them the stage and they can piss off, I guess. Like,
stage? I wish there was a stage. That
fair enough.
Authority over the crowd. I was eye level with them. They were like, sit the fuck down, guy. Like, what do you do? Like, they might as well be telling me to fucking sit down. It was miserable. It's kind of my fault. My friend's the one who asked me to do it. He's like, hey, man. He's like, 2 other comics dropped out. Can you do this gig for me? I'm like, yeah, I'll do this gig for you. Day of the gig, he goes, yo, I got COVID. I can't go. Fuck you, Dan.
Not gonna lie. Ever since this pandemic started, COVID has been a solid excuse. I've worked at a couple of places that had really relaxed COVID leave policies, and you could be like, hey, I got a cough. I need to take 2 weeks off. And they're like, okay. So like when all this first started, and I was like, sorry guys, I guess I can't go out. In my head, I'm like, sweet.
Right. Yeah, that is kind of a great built-in excuse. I mean, I wouldn't say it was worth collapsing the world economy over, but it is a cool excuse to have in our back pocket to be like, I might have it. I don't know. Right? I don't know if I got it. I can't come.
Always in my back pocket, there's an imaginary friend who I'm like, oh yeah, my friend just tested positive, dude, and I want to be responsible, so I can't make it. But meanwhile, I'm like, I got big plans to sit in front of my TV drinking a 40-ounce Budweiser because I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, I would love to go to grandma's funeral, but I might have COVID. Like fucking Warzone.
Can't do it. Yeah, like, what are you gonna do? it's made things a lot easier. I mean, normally I just have to be rude and hurt people's feelings, but now I'm just like, COVID, dude. It's too bad.
Yeah. And like, yeah, you know what it is? I don't mind going out in the summertime, but I'm a, what would you call it? A pussy. It would call weather. So like even today, I had like a hoodie and a jacket. I was even holding myself like a chick, like it was cold. I was like, ooh, it's cold. They have my arms folded like a fucking lady.
I'm the exact opposite, dude. I will cancel plans if I know it's not going to be air conditioned in the summer. And in the wintertime, I'm like, let's go. I could just wear a light hoodie. I'm overweight and Italian. So like in the wintertime, I'm like, this is dope. I don't have to be hot and sweaty for no reason. Fantastic. My apartment, if I crank the heat up because it's freezing out, that means I set it to like 68.
Yo,
like,
you're my wife, bro. So right now, my fucking house, it's 68, and I'm like, this is crazy. And she's like, I get stuffy and it's too hot after that. I'm like, you're 5 foot, 120 pounds. Like, it's bullshit. What do you mean? You should be freezing all the time. It's also bullshit. I'm like only 40 pounds more than her. I'm not that. I'm 165 pounds. Like, I'm not that heavier. Like, I'm so fucking cold all the time.
You need to eat like shit and get fatter like me. I mean, just literally, I'm sitting here drinking a 40-ounce beer, and God knows what I'm going to eat for dinner. Like, if you just do stuff like that, you know, you'll be more comfortable in the winter. I'm like a reverse life coach, pretty much. Like, you know, it's going to make your life worse, but also like you're going to be less cold. So
you have more fun.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, have more fun.
I have a great time, you know.
Yeah, especially like, hey, we got one crack at this rock. You know, I might as well go out with a bang instead of having a fucking boring. What am I eat fucking plain chicken and rice my whole life? Fuck that. Pizza.
I mean, I did just the Mises Caucus just had a social in my county in Monroe.
Yeah.
And yeah, we definitely lived it up. I
saw the
pictures. Did not feel great. I did not feel. Oh, I hope you didn't see all of them, but.
Saw a lot of them.
But that's not good. But yeah, we definitely lived it up. I did tell Mr. Heiss that I was going to make fun of him for this on the podcast. My dude was eating buffalo cauliflower bites.
Oh,
I know. Like,
you know what, Mike?
I get it. I get it. Like, I respect it, but like at the same time, like, just be fat, bro. Like,
no, yeah, I'll never
just do what I do. Right. Like, I'm like kind of, I got the dad bod. I got a belly, but like, I'm strong as shit. I'll pick you up. No problem. But like I'm not, people are always like, oh, well, you would be in great shape if you stopped drinking and ate better. I'm like, yeah, I would also be in prison. So like, it's just not going to happen. Like if I stop drinking and eating buffalo wings, like I'm going to snap on somebody. It's not for me.
You know what it is? I eat like once a day, really, but it's not healthy. So I love like pizza rolls. I fucking love pizza rolls, right? I fucking love them. I make them fancy. So what I do is I air fry them like a gentleman, first of all. Because if you microwave pizza rolls, honestly, listen to me.
No.
And I mean this. If you I'm looking at the camera for this. If you microwave your pizza rolls, fucking kill yourself. That you don't respect yourself because you don't respect yourself. That's why. So if you clearly you don't care about what you look like or people think of you. If you fucking microwave your pizza rolls, you're dumb.
I will say I've been there where I've microwaved pizza rolls. I feel like we all probably have at some point.
If you're hungover or you're sick, I get it.
Right.
You know what?
But
there's some excuses, sure. But if you're just doing it to do it because you're lazy, fuck you.
There's never a place where the air fryer isn't the better option. Like you can take bullshit and put it in the air fryer, and you're like, this is a gourmet meal.
Yeah. Okay.
I've air fried my pizza rolls 100% of the time. So the only thing I haven't done is I haven't done Hot Pockets in the air fryer, but like I totally would because
I've done bagel bites in the air fryer.
You gotta go. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I do with pizza.
You ever make your own bagel bites in the air fryer?
Of course I have. Again, I am fat. I have a little more self-control. So because I don't want to. Honestly,
it feels.
I'll tell you what. I went from extreme athlete, right, to I had like 5 to 6 fat years in my life where I was really fat. Like 265. And then I was like, oh, I can't look like that anymore. Yeah. And then I went back down to 160. So like I can't do that. I know. But I also don't want to work out anymore.
I feel yeah, that's me. Like I don't work out because like the past, I don't know, 5 or so years I've worked in like various warehouses. So like I don't have to work out. My job is to pick heavy shit up. Yeah. And my back just hurts all the time because as much as I like to make fun of Mark, I'm also kind of Mark because I always have a slight limp because of my back pain and stuff. But also, listening to you talk about pizza rolls this much, it feels like I'm doing a podcast with like a 15-year-old with money.
Dude, that's what I am.
I love it.
I'm
here for it.
Today.
I love it, bro. Like, I'm here for it. But
dude,
I saw that. And
money. Yeah, that's exactly what I am.
Like, I saw it, and when I read your post, I was like, I can't tell if he sincerely wanted the white Bronco because it looks cool, or he's making an OJ joke. And either way, I'm here for it.
No. Well, dude, I wish it was an OJ joke, but I actually did ask this to sell in a white, and because I was gonna get a white one I was gonna get a car off of a joke. I wanted the Bronco. The Bronco's sick. I was getting the Bronco anyway. I was gonna get a white because like this is funny to me. I don't give a fuck, and they don't sell it in white for that very reason. Because they don't want any recollection for the Bronco with the OJ thing. I'm like, but you guys are missing out. If Ford went with the OJ thing, they would sell more Broncos.
That I said from the beginning. Now the new Bronco, I don't hate it. I like how it looks. Don't get me wrong. However, I would have robbed a bank to get the money to buy a Bronco.
I'm with you.
If it had the old body style, I would have robbed a bank to go get the old school white OJ car chase Bronco, man.
Yes, I tried. Okay?
Perfect.
I tried, couldn't, but it was what it is. It was fucking blue, velocity blue. Fun enough, but it was cool. It's a good car, but I have 15-year-old money. Oh, real quick for the pizza roll thing, and then we'll move on to pizza rolls. You got to spray them with like an avocado oil, okay, and then you air fry them 400 degrees, 12 minutes. Flip them in the middle, and then when you take them out, you melt butter down, and you take garlic, herb, and seasoning mix. You put that on the butter, you mix it up, and you take a baster, not a baster, like a brush, and you brush the butter mix over your now air fried pizza rolls, and that's how you fucking do it.
If I had my eyes closed, I would swear to God you're currently a 300-pound man describing his lunch to me.
160, bitches. 165, really, kind of. But, no.
You weigh less than me, and it sounds like you eat considerably worse than I do, and I hate it.
Here's what happens, though, dude. I won't eat all day, and then around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll eat those pizza rolls. I don't live a healthy life either, okay? This isn't healthy. This is not healthy. Nothing I'm doing is healthy.
That's pretty much... I eat at weird times because I'm used to right now, and for a majority of the past like 5 years, I've done like 5 or 6 p.m. to 5 or 6 a.m. So like I just wake up. Everything is just awful to me. Like there's no sunlight. I eat at shitty times. I just sad. I literally bought one of those lamps that you put on like a table, and it's supposed to be like a sunlight simulator.
Oh, like a lizard. You're like a lizard.
Yeah, I'm literally like a lizard, except like I'm too hot and I'll die if I get too hot. But yeah, like every once in a while I'll just throw the lamp on because I'm like, you know what? I don't think I've seen sunlight in like 3 days and I'm sad, and that's probably not good.
Yeah, no, I think sun's important to us. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I think sun's good. All right, so
I'm not a scientist, but I do play one on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. We all do. If you're smart, you do anyway. All right, let's. All right, enough pizza roll talk. Let's shift to actual while we're here. So the big thing I guess I want to get out of the way is obviously for most people listening, they know I'm a Mises guy, and for people who don't know you and don't know PA, especially, you initially were big anti Mises person. Yes,
you're a Mises guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I started to actually get known, I think, is
being
the anti-Mises guy. And I'm like, but then Mark was telling me like, oh no, a lot of the Mises people actually think you're funny and they like you. And I'm like, really? Because I kind of became well known for being a dick, like, to them. Like, they're like, no, like, it's cool. You're funny. I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
So I'll tell you from my perspective of how I was first introduced to Mr. Joel Getz. Okay. So again, I was, newer to the PA libertarian scene. So going back like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Right. And obviously I was in the Mises Caucus. So like it was clear as day online who hated us. Right. It was very openly, fuck you guys, fuck this, fuck that. And then, your name got brought up, and like, some things you say got brought up, and some things I've seen you post got brought up. So my initial post was like, oh, fuck this loser, right? like this is just another fucking hater. Like he hates us. Like fuck him. fuck this guy. I don't give a shit about his fucking dumb campaign for mayor. I'm not gonna help this fuck. He doesn't give a shit about it. So, and then one day I just saw you like post. I can't remember what it was, so forgive me, but it was something like very like rationally based and like thoughtful about like we were getting attacked and you kind of like defended us. And I was like, huh. Is he trolling us? I was like, this guy trolling us? I was like, do I have to fight?
You never know.
I was like,
you never know if I'm trolling you.
So right,
I might be right now. I don't even know.
Dude, if you are right now, I would be mad at you. If you were like, fuck you ripped the shirt like fuck Mises, fuck Adam Nutter, I'd be like, dude, as a comic, I'd be like, dude, touche, sir. That was great. I'd be hilarious. That's the funniest thing I've seen in my life.
I've dedicated my life to tricking this large group of people for several months just to get me on this podcast so I can be like, fuck Adam Nutter.
I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, Jerry did it. You fucking did it. That was so cool. No, but so that was when I saw that. I was like, is he trolling? I remember like people were like, nah, he's like legit. I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I was like, did he have like a fucking? I was like, talk to him. Like, who got in his fucking ear? Like, and then I saw you one day with just a Mises shirt on. I was like, yeah.
that was at Lackawanna had their social, and I had gotten the shirt. Again, this part is actually true. I got the shirt because I'm a troll. Like, first of all, I live primarily in tank tops, so I was like, screw it, like because again I'm fat and like just hot all the time, so I live in tank tops. And I was like, yo, Mises tank top. I don't know exactly when this is gonna come in handy, but at some point, this is gonna be hilarious to have. So I got it, and then Bonnie begged me into coming out to Lackawanna's social, and I said, fuck it, I'm gonna wear the Mises tank top. And I walk in and she's like, you're really wearing that? And I was like, oh, you bet your ass I am. The weird thing is, like, you know, when I was like super anti-Mises, most of you guys were cool, didn't say anything to me. And then like now that I've kind of become more rational, nobody says anything to me. So like it kind of takes the fun out of trolling because people don't get mad at me, and I don't know why. Like I'm either not important enough or they're like, don't screw with that guy. I don't know, but I'm like, nobody gets mad at me for the stuff I do. And I'm like, is it because I'm expected to be this way? I don't know.
Well, dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm a big believer of like, if there's no chance of me ever probably meeting you, like I'll talk shit online because that's the only way I can do it, right? But if I know there's a chance where I'll run into you, I'll reserve it because I'm a man. I said this before on this podcast, and I believe in like shit talking in person. Like, you know, if there's a chance to, I'm like, no, I'm gonna call you out for because I think you're shit. Like straight up, like so, like if I happen to run into you and you were still being like an asshole, like you know, and I probably would have been like, yo, dude, what the fuck's your problem? And we probably would have gotten into fucking words for sure, because you and I probably were very much like I feel. So like, we probably would have got into.
Well, right, it would have gone two ways. It would have got either way too serious, or it might have done that partially. But at the end, we probably been like, all right, like
right.
Fucking whatever. Like that was funny. Cool. Have a good one. Like good luck with your life, bro. Like
yeah, totally. But like I'm always a believer in that. So, like, I would never like to you, especially because I know you're a PA guy, be like, dude, what the fuck you talking about? Like I would just be like, I'll see him at a convention and we'll have a conversation. Like that's fine. Like and it's especially like a lot of PA guys will fucking talk shit on Twitter, especially against friends of mine, like you know, like Josh Smith and those guys. And like I don't ever comment on the tweets because I'm like, no,
yeah,
I'd be a hypocrite then.
Like me and Bonnie are the ones who primarily tweet for LPPA, and of course, as it's growing, there's a lot of trolls who will do the typical libertarian trolling against us and whatnot. And we've just had a long-standing policy of, okay, like we don't respond to them because like people who are trolling the LPPA stuff, they just look stupid. So we don't have to do anything to make them look ridiculous. Like trolling is an art form, and if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it so that you look better than what you're trolling. And the way people troll, like most libertarians, it's just pathetic. So I'm like, I don't even feel the need to dignify this with a response. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to get my personal account trolled, but I forget if it was. I don't think it was McCardle. I think it was one of the Smiths was posted something about someone, and all I did was comment and said, hey, I'm trying to grow followers. Can you attack me? And I didn't get anything back. So, But I'm like, I literally asked both Smiths to be like, hey, can you just like call me a scumbag on Twitter? Like I'm trying to gain followers, bro. So far it hasn't done it. I want to get on Break the Cycle, but I'm not popular enough. So
I can
I'm hoping,
talk to
Josh.
If I do. I'll talk to Josh.
Yeah, that's what.
What's up, Josh?
Yeah, because like I'm, people ask like I'm not doing this to better the party. I'm doing this to better me. Like I'm trying to get famous and be a 15-year-old with money. Like
it's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm like a 15. Yeah, I'm like a 15-year-old who like makes enough money to like pay their bills and shit right now. I'm trying to be a 15-year-old who can do ignorant shit. Like, Yeah,
it's awesome. So let me ask you this then. Actually, let me go back a little further before you get to that part. How long you've been like involved in the Libertarian Party of PA at least?
Actually involved, I would probably.
My chair is talking some shit. We gotta address that.
Joe Bissell,
the chair
never
Bucks.
heard of him. So
who? Yeah, who?
It's Bucks. I'm assuming Bucks is a county. I've never heard them do anything, but Joe, I met Jim. Joe came up to Monroe a couple of times.
Yeah,
Joe's cool.
Joe's cool as fuck.
Did not expect the heat from Joe, but I mean that's fair. I'm just gonna show up to Bucks meetings now and just like protest, but
no, Joe's cool as fuck. He's fucking around.
But I'd say I actually started getting involved. I was bored one weekend because the way I am, and I watched the LNC convention where they nominated Jorgensen and Spike, and I had no idea who the hell really either one of them were. So I like went and checked them out. I was like, all right. And I saw a post where they were looking for state social media directors. And I said, yeah, I'll do PA, thinking they're going to be like, who are you? And no, they said, okay. So I made the Facebook page and group, and then I got involved with my county chair, Adam Reinhardt, and Sam Robb, who then made me the state social media director. And I just somehow had a good time doing that. And now I'm the chair of my county. I ran for mayor. I'm trying to become EVC. I don't know why. But I literally tell people I got involved to post memes, and it's just been I got involved to post memes, and I end up on like Spike Cohen's podcast somehow. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with my life. It just spiraled out of control.
Sometimes I think about like where I was 10 years ago, and I never thought like just starting out doing comedy like 9 years ago, whatever the fuck, like I'd be like here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like I'm fucking talking to Spike on my podcast. Like, what the fuck? It's weird. It's a weird run.
I didn't expect to make it this far, like professionally or just like in general. Like, I don't know. 27 seems like a pretty good run, and apparently it's gonna keep going. Like, it's just bizarre. Like,
Dude,
I don't have a huge apartment, but it's right. I don't have a huge place. It's mine though. I pay for it. I got a vehicle. Like, it's just bizarre. And you just wake up one day and you're like, oh shit, I might be starting to figure this stuff out.
Yeah. So all right. So so they just give you the keys essentially to the fucking city for social media.
Yeah.
And then so from there, how did you hate Mises then?
That's a good question. Honestly, like I really don't remember. A lot of people I know didn't like Mises and that stuff, and I probably some of it was listening to them. Some of it I'm a very vengeful and spiteful person, and I had an interaction with like one Mises member. And we just yelled at each other. And then from like that point forward, I was like, nope, F the whole caucus. I'm going to do everything I can to destroy you. Because, again, I'm a child and I'm just very spiteful. But eventually I kind of grew out of that and realized, and, there's a million things you hear about the Mises Caucus and, how they are and what they do. And I started realizing, wait a minute, it's not, some of it probably is true, but I'm like, it's not just the Mises Caucus. Like, it begins to be hypocritical to point out some of the things the Mises Caucus does when you're also doing it, and it drives me crazy. So I'm like, all right, So at first I just completely stepped back and I was like, nah. I mean, there's people in the caucus who I probably don't care for. There's people in the caucus who probably don't care for me, but like, whatever. Like, I don't, it's not like I went and joined or anything. It's just like, I'm not going to just hate you because you align with the Mises Caucus. I might hate you and you might be a Mises member. Like, that might happen. Like, we're libertarians. A lot of libertarians are just kind of dicks, but I just gave up. It was tiring just being that like full of hate. I just don't have time for it. I'm like, it's not serving a purpose. Being super anti-Mises was not going to help my campaign in any way. It wasn't going to help spread liberty in any way. Which it worked out because I got some solid, Mises donations, so I was able to get some mailers out. Because
you're welcome.
Thank you. You got to be a bit of a prostitute to run for office. So yeah.
Oh, for sure. Mr. Van Wagner.
Did you see any? JVW, did you see any pictures? Did you see any pictures of me and JVW?
No. I don't think so. Maybe I did. I can't remember now. Actually,
I'm gonna shoot you a Facebook message right now.
Right.
It's on its way.
Compromising? Is it compromising?
Oh, definitely. Mark Bizzacco sent this to me and said, "Hey, look what I found."
La, 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 la.
I don't know who it's more compromising for. I guess.
Can I show this?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
He's grabbing nips.
He's a great cuddler.
He's a great cuddler. And you're a little
yeah. I mean, it's
so he's a dom. That's cool. You guys are.
I mean, look. Hey, hey, you should see the photos I have of me and Bizzacco.
Oh, I'm sure. Just Bizzacco with your dick in his mouth. You're like, hey.
Wait, who's?
Wait,
Bizzacco with Yeah. Then definitely.
See,
that's the photo. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Before I said yes, I was like, wait. Right, I was like, before I say yes, I gotta hold on. Whose dick is in whose? Hold on, I had to do some math there. Yeah, I was like, wait, it's not gay, it's my dick.
So, what was it really? Just you think? So you never really hated us because of philosophy. You just hated us because like you kind of got into a disagreement with somebody, and you're like, fuck, they're all dicks. Is that kind of what it was then?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I've never even looked at your philosophy, to be honest.
That's wild.
Right, like it was mostly you're kind of, some people are dicks to my friends, and like I kind of have to be dicks to you back. And then I was just like, wait a minute, no, aren't we supposed to be all about like not grouping and generalization and whatnot? So I just if you're Mises, cool. If you're a dick, not cool. Like,
right.
It's pretty simple. It's really simplified my life because I'm just like, are you a dickhead? All right, well, then from there but are you funny? And if you are, then okay. But if you're just not funny and a dick, I'm like, I don't like you. Like,
humor trumps all. Humor trumps everything.
Right. Like,
everything falls in line after that.
I think that's why half the caucus liked me even when I was like super anti-Mises, because like, I was funny though. So it's like,
that's the thing is like, I'll hate something personally, but if it's funny, I'll be like, well, it's funny, like at least it was funny.
Right. That's how I take jokes. I mean, like one of my favorite comedians is Anthony Jeselnik. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, but of course.
He's I figured. But super aggressively dark humor and stuff. And like it's not for everybody, but I love it. I love the dark humor and stuff. And I always tell people like nothing offends me. Like I might not laugh at a joke about suicide, but like I'll recognize it as a solid joke. I just like whatever. I'll just ignore it and be like, I didn't really care for that, but whatever. Like I'm not gonna hate you as a person because you told it. It was a well executed joke. I mean,
that's the whole woke shit that kind of is like ruining comedy right now for us. Right? It's like first of all, nothing offends me. Either. Like truly, nothing offends me. There are things that like I don't joke about because like maybe it does hit close to home. But if I hear like a good joke about whatever, I can't even think of something right now. But if I hear a good joke that might hit home to me, I'll be like, that was fucking funny. Like 100%. That was fucking funny. Like, that's what pisses me off about that. You see that shitty SNL sketch with fucking Pete Davidson and the Rogan Big Bird thing? They just
No, I didn't get to that yet. I saw Davidson with I saw a couple of his more recent ones, but I didn't. Nah.
So essentially, SNL did this fucking cringe sketch about like he's essentially Joe Rogan. He's like, "Oh, I took a horse medicine, Big Bird," like this whole fucking shit. And it's like what Tim Dillon says. It's like state-run propaganda comedy, right? But the annoying part about that is like it's all on top of the. I could let the state propaganda go if it was funny. But it's so cringy shit on top of the fucking propaganda. It makes it just 100% unwatchable. You know, it's like at least be funny.
Yeah. There's some SNL stuff where like I hate it, but at the same time, some of it I'm like, all right, that's actually funny though. Like I completely disagree with your premise, but like, all right, well done. That was a good joke.
And again, I'm all for those, right? As a comic, I fucking fine with, but be funny. Just be funny.
Right.
You can't.
I mean, like I just said, like
be a fucking propaganda cunt.
I just said, like, you know, the mental health jokes sometimes, like they won't make me laugh because whatever. But like Anthony Jeselnik had like a 10-minute spot in one of his routines about murder suicide.
Yeah.
And like it was just so well done. I was laughing at it. I was like, I wish he wasn't saying some of this stuff, but damn it, is he good at what he does?
Yeah,
like,
and that's the other annoying thing about like, the whole like woke comedy shit is if you don't like a joke, there's two correct responses. One of them is just to not laugh. The second thing is to quietly get up and leave. Like you don't have the right to ruin the show for the 98% to 99% of people who are enjoying the show.
Right. I've watched stuff on Netflix where I'm like, oh, I don't really think this comedian's funny. And I just stopped watching it and put something else on. But I didn't go to Twitter and be like, this is really unfunny. We should cancel this guy. I'm like, no, I just like, it's not for me. Like, cool. I don't really care that much. Since apparently, for you know, just in case part of the party doesn't hate me right now, I also thought Dave Chappelle's last special was great.
The Sticks and Stones was funnier, like as far as humor, than his last special.
His last special, like it was almost not even about humor at that point. Like he was funny in it, but he was like telling a story, and I don't think people get that. Right, and like you might not like everything he said, but god damn it, he didn't lie to you. I mean, he told you, here's what I struggle with understanding. Here's my thoughts and views on it, and if you don't like it, well. Okay, I get it. Like,
and by the way, I agree with everything he says. Like everything he says, like yeah, he's right. Like he's right. Like I personally agree with not everything, but like a lot of it anyway. Because it's
right.
Like,
and I don't remember it. I don't remember it well enough. Yeah, and I don't remember it well enough to like say anything like that. But I probably do too. And you know, he was telling his story about his transgendered friend Daphne, and I was sitting there going, "Where's this story gonna go?" And when it ended the way it ended, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like he just told a story that like brought emotion to me, and everybody's gonna be pissed at him because they don't like it. But I'm like, the fact that you don't like it means you should listen to it because you're not hearing what he just fucking said. Like, she didn't do what she did because he made some transgender jokes. Okay, like that. I feel like that's probably what people are like getting at or something. Like, no.
Yeah, it was really
he made
poignant.
And it was uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that one point he made about he's like, so you could kill someone in Walmart, but if you make a gay joke, your career is over.
Yeah,
because he's
there were times where you would say stuff.
That's why I feel like they don't value human life, really, right? Like in their eyes, what you say is worse than actually taking a life.
And it's weird because there are a lot of people, you know, who I'm friends with in the party who are members of the LGBTQ plus community, and they, you know, they've heard me say some compromising things that like are admittedly offensive, but it's always been, I know where your heart is. Like, you know, like, look, I got a Gadsden flag and a pride flag hanging up back there. Like, people know that I'm not like a hateful person. So like, I say things and people aren't offended because they know what's in my heart. And I'm like, I don't think Dave is a hateful person. Like, I think he was trying to have a genuine conversation and express what he didn't understand. Just so happens that, like, if I do that, I don't have like a Netflix special as my platform, but he does. So fuck you. You're gonna listen to him on Netflix do it. Like,
Right.
but like, you know, I don't think Dave might have been offensive to some people, but I don't think he was hurtful, if that makes sense. Like,
I agree.
He might have said things that could have been polished better, but polished isn't real. And I think he was real, you know?
Well, right. I'm sure. Oh, he could have written that any way he wanted to, but he said what he said for a reason, right? Obviously, to drive points home. I'm the same way. I don't hate anybody. I just don't like double standards, and I don't like being told what to do because we're fucking libertarians, and that's like half of what we are.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's like, oh, you're trans, great. I don't give a fuck. But once you start to be like, well, you have to do this with, it's like, no, I gotta do shit. I don't gotta do shit. You gotta do you, and I gotta do me. Like, it fucking ends there, dude. It ends there. There's no we.
Like, I don't care. You don't have to tell me you're a member of any kind of group or what have you if you don't want to. Like, I'm gonna treat you the same the way I'm gonna treat you, regardless of what subgroup of people you sexually or racially or politically. Like, I don't care. I mean, if you're a scumbag, I'm gonna treat you like a scumbag.
Yeah.
But on the reverse end of that, if you're a scumbag, I'm not going to not treat you like a scumbag because you belong to some sort of minority group. Like, you're going to get what you get, period. Like, you could not like it. Like, I don't care. I mean, maybe sometimes I'm wrong and I think people are scumbags who they aren't, but like, you might not always agree with me, but you're never going to wonder what I think about you or where I stand on things. And that's like one of the things when I ran for mayor, and I was even talking to Heist the other night, and I was like, look, you know where you didn't like me, I didn't like you, but did you ever wonder for a second where I stood? And he's like, honestly, probably not. I was like, yeah, there you go. Like, that's all it is. Like, you always knew where I was, even if you didn't like it.
It's honesty, which is like,
right.
I have a few pet peeves like everybody else, right? Like, we all have pet peeves. I have like 3, and it's like hypocrisy I cannot stand. Like, the rules for me and not for thee, or rules for thee and not for me shit. Like, I fucking, any hypocrite, I'm like, no. We're all doing this, or we're not doing this at all. You know, what we're talking about.
Right.
The other one is like not taking personal accountability. I hate when people like are always like, oh, they always push it. Oh, it's an excuse. It's like, oh, this is something. Oh, it's because of this. Just say you suck and fucking fix it or don't.
Right.
Like, when I fuck up, if I'm being lazy about something, right? Like, and it backfires at me, I go, well, yeah, I knew what I was doing though. I could only get mad at myself.
Right.
I knew I was taking the risk of being a lazy fucking cunt, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna push it back. And but it's my fault.
Happened. It happened the other day at work. I bumped into something on a forklift that which again, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You hit shit all the time, but like, I was like, oh shit, I'm an idiot. Like, I didn't blame, like, why is that there? Like, you just, sometimes you screw up. There'll be times when I'm driving, and I'm a damn good driver, even though I have like horrific road rage, where I'll pull out maybe I shouldn't have, and I'll be like, oh shit, that was on me, and I'll give like a little chest thump and that's my bad, that was on me. Like, it is what it is. Just own it. Like, I'm not perfect. I mean, I screw up sometimes.
Especially driving too. If someone does a dick move to me, and I'll go from 0 to 100, but if they go, oh, I'm sorry, I immediately go, oh, no worries. It's just that
happens. Yeah. That happens to me all the time. As soon as they apologize, I'm like, all right, yeah, you're good. Or if I screw up and I apologize, I'm like, yo, that's on me, whatever. However, if I apologize and they keep getting mad at me, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to fight. So, like, I would accept your apology. You accept mine. Let's just move on. Like, I was a dig, you're a dig, whatever. No, like, I'm Italian and I have road rage. So, like, it is what it is. Luckily, though, like, with the beard and like the tank tops, I look like I'll like jack somebody up. Like, I'm not, like, I'm a huge bitch, but like, I look like I can fight kind of. So, like, people usually don't try me.
Well, dude, I look crazy too, but I also don't. I also am an MMA guy. I fucking trained for 10, 12 years. Like, I fucking do know how to fight. So I'm not worried about it.
I've watched MMA for 10 years. What does that get me?
It gets you. It gets you kind of a bad.
Like, I know how to do a triangle chokehold. I just can't do it.
You physically can't pull it off. I think that's
like, I could coach somebody. Like, I can't do it. Like, I could teach somebody how to put a chokehold on, but like,
hey, those that can't do it. Those that can't do, right?
Well, or my motto is those who can't fight have a concealed carry permit.
I can't carry a gun because of weed. I can't have a gun here in the state, so I have to know how to fight.
Yep.
Especially. So I really need my fucking MMA knowledge.
I have like an unwritten like agreement with like my friends where like I know some people who have their cards, but they obviously then can't carry a gun. So it's like, hey, let's just we'll work together on this. We'll do this a little socialism fashion,
Yeah, I don't know the laws enough in this state where if my wife, okay, here's my honest to God fear. Let's say my wife buys a gun under her name legally. She does not have a weed card. She could get a gun, right? But
I see where you're going.
Someone breaks in and I'm home alone and I use that shit. Do I go to jail?
Oh, if you use it, no. I was just thinking like it's under her name, but my thought was like since it would be still registered at your address, I wonder if they would try to shit on you for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you used it, no. Like if you used it, no. Like I don't know. I don't have any like links or evidence to back myself up other than
we need
I'm
Rob
pretty
Calvert.
sure I'm
Rob,
right.
Are you listening? Are you here right now, Rob? Lawyer. He's our resident lawyer. Rob, let me drop a comment if you're listening.
Rob's not a real libertarian.
Oh shit! Fighting words.
Unless he wants to endorse me for EVC, then he's like the realest libertarian I know. But yeah, I already told like every Mises and non-Mises person I know, I was like, look, whoever runs for whatever, I am not touching it. I'm not touching it at all. I don't care. I'm not endorsing people for shit. I'm running for EVC. I'm going to do that. If people want to ask me what I think about people, I'll be honest, but I'm not playing the inter-party bullshit games with people. Like,
good.
I'm running for EVC. If you like me and you think I do a good job, vote for me. If not, I don't really care. You're wrong. I'm going to vote for whoever I vote for. Like, I don't care.
Who's our current EVC?
Adam Reinhart.
Right.
He was my campaign manager for mayor too.
Look at that guy. Not mayor.
I love Adam though, but I will joke that like, yeah, well, F you, dude. Like I came in third. What the fuck are we doing? But
Adam and I had a very nice conversation. And I'm not being facetious when I say that. We had a very nice conversation.
No, he told me
one time.
He told me to say hi to you before, and I was like, wait, does he hate you? Because I'm not going to blow this interview up. But he said, he was like, I don't think so, but a lot of people do, and I'm not sure of it. I was like, I'm just going to hold on to this perhaps till later if something comes up. Like,
I don't listen. I don't hate it. Hate's a fucking right. I don't hate it. Hate's a fucking word. I don't hate Adam. I disagree with Adam on things. Okay. But again, I'm a man. I'll always say this about him. With me anyway, personally, I can't say the rest of the Mises Caucus and Adam Reinhart, but me personally, he looked at me in my eyes. We had a fucking good half-hour conversation. That's all I fucking ask for people. Like if you ever want to talk to me, look me in my face and fucking talk to me. And he did that. So that's I honestly mean this. That's a lot. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, Adam, like I said, he was my campaign manager, and he's one of my best friends in the party. And I could probably list a half dozen things or more that I disagree with on him about. I mean, like I don't agree with my campaign manager on everything.
Well,
and I'll tell you quite frankly, I wouldn't want to,
I'll tell you the one thing the only thing that really pissed me off that happened with so when Bucks was going through our little bit of evolution and we had a little bit of a problem in Bucks, like that. At one point we were talking like a third party kind of arbitrator, and he volunteered, and I was like, "Nah, man, you're too close to people on this." And he was like, "Why not? I wouldn't be partial." I was like, "No, you wouldn't be. I'm sorry." And that was the only thing that kind of was rubbing the wrong. But then we talked about it, so like it was fine. But like
you guys should have picked me.
This was
at the time. I would have been.
Oh no, you would at the time. Fuck no, you would have been against us at the time. I think you were still against.
Yeah, I would have been super. I vaguely remember this, and I was like, no, you probably would have had better luck with Adam at the time.
Hey, it all got worked out. It's fine. We're all good.
Now I have a different problem with the Mises Caucus.
Oh, why?
Well, other than you being, what do people say? Nazis or fascists? I don't know. I forget. But other than that stuff, I went to that social in Monroe, and whew, y'all are a bunch of drunks, and I did not feel great the next day, man. It was, I mean, I can drink some alcohol, but these people, like, it was not good.
Degenerates,
I was
calls.
rough the next day.
So I don't drink.
They were degenerates.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
were. How about this though? Here's a fun one for you. I was with Heist, Van Wagner, Bazzacco, some people I didn't even know. All these degenerates, right? The worst of the worst.
Degenerates.
Yeah, right. The worst of the worst. Out of all those people, who do you think almost got kicked out of a bar for carrying a gun?
I know it's definitely JVW.
No, it was me.
No, damn it! I threw him under the bus.
Yeah. So like I'm there, and like 9.999 times out of 10 I conceal carry just because it whatever, I like it. That's the way I like to do it. But this time I had a button down shirt and I had it tucked in, and I was like, screw it. I'll have it on my back. It's barely noticeable. I've done it once or twice. Nobody says anything. And this lady comes over, who was apparently a bartender, and was like, "Is that real?" And I just stare at her because I have no idea what she's talking about. And she says it like 2 more times, and I go, "Oh, the firearm, yeah, it's real. Why would I carry a fake gun?" And she was like, "Well, it needs to be concealed." And I was like, "Well, number one, it doesn't, but okay, not a problem." And I just untucked my shirt and put it over. And she said something snippy walking away. So I was like, "Well, I don't really like your attitude." And she said something else, and I told her to fuck off. And so like I'm arguing with this bartender, and the manager comes over, and I was like, "Look, this is your establishment. You could have walked over politely and told me to go put it in my truck, and I would have not had a problem with it. Right. It's totally fine. It's your rules. Like, I know, like, it's fine." But she had to have an attitude and give me shit. So then that kind of triggered the Italian douchebag in me, and I went back at her, and we made up. We were good friends by the end. I was like, "I apologize, blah blah blah." But I'm like, all this stuff could have been avoided if you would have just been respectful from the beginning. And it's like the whole thing with the caucuses too. Like everything could have just been avoided if you would have just approached me with respect in the beginning. I would have been like, "Oh, all right, yeah, I didn't know you guys felt strongly about that. Here, I'll cover it up or put it away, no problem." But nope, you had to be an asshole.
Yeah, well, that's again, going back to the whole caucus war. That was my biggest problem with the whole Cathedral people, and what they still do is like they're like dox my friends and shit. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it's like, that's cool. You're gonna dox people, and like it's like, I don't know. It's like fight me. I don't know.
You follow the LPPA Twitter at all?
I think I do.
Yeah, so like we had that tweet a while back about like vaccines or whatever. I don't even remember what the tweet was because I wasn't involved in it. But like when I bring people on to social media, 2 things happen. One, I talk to them on the phone. Like, I need to talk to you, make sure it's going to be a good fit. You understand what we're trying to do, all that stuff. And the other is, and this was before it was just me and Bonnie who pretty much had the keys. It was, look, if you're going to post anything that is going to bring us heat, you need to bring it to the group for a vote. Like, that's it. Other than that, do whatever you want. That didn't happen. There was a whole hoopla about some people decided our vaccine take was too left, whatever. I don't really care. But
I was one of those people going, actually, funny story about that, because I also commented on it, and you commented in my tweets like, I wasn't even part of that. I was like, and you made me laugh. And that's actually when I first started.
Oh, yeah, that was... I do remember that. I was like, "Bro, don't bring us into this shit, please." But it got taken down, and apology, blah blah blah. It was just a nightmare. And like, yeah, there were some Mises people who like kind of went at the original tweet, but like nothing I remember struck me as too out of pocket. But then when we took it down and retracted, it was just full of Cathedral members attacking a state affiliate page. And I'm like, guys, you can not like what's happening or these tweets, but like, you're actively cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like, and I hate that dumb shit. Like, stop attacking my affiliate page that I'm working to grow and use to grow the party, because like, we didn't say exactly what you like about this topic. Like, it's just so ignorant, because it's not just us who sees that shit. It's people outside of the party who sees that, and it's pathetic. Like, Cathedral, Mises, or in between, I don't really care. I think if you like, it's fucked up sometimes. And I'm like,
dude, I agree. And like, there's
be part of help. If you don't like it, help.
Right. Listen, there's a lot of people who are not Mises libertarians who I fucking like a lot, and I think they do a lot of good stuff in the state and stuff, and like I have no problems with them. It's just that when you openly align yourself with people doxing my fucking friends, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that because that's more than just a disagreement. Now you're bringing personal shit like into it, like with families and stuff, and like I don't fuck with that. Like I'll fucking go crazy. Right,
so
you know,
if I want the Mises Caucus to constantly be saying we view bigotry and racism as rational and repugnant, then I also want non-Mises people to be saying, okay, let's not dox, let's not attack fucking state pages like they did to my LPPA Twitter and shit. Like, okay, you got your little set of things that like Mises needs to do to like be trustworthy. Let's have it for both sides. How about we all act like? That's just pretty much going to be my EVC motto, I think, is let's just all be fucking adults. Like, I'm just tired of... Dude, I got 2 days of my life taken up over a fucking tweet.
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
I don't give a shit about anything on social media to talk about it for more than, like, 25 minutes. Like, shut up.
It is wild. That's what I want to say. By the way, I'm pretty sure officially doing stand up at the convention next year for our state convention. Because the state board asked me to.
Are you going to be funny?
I mean, I hope.
No.
You know, I could trust I would be. I think.
I'm going to heckle you the entire time.
Please don't.
Right, you just need to practice work out. You need to get your crowd work routine going now, so that way you're like prepared for it.
My friend's heckling me.
I'll be like, "Fuck you, Mises." You know, it'll be perfect.
That hurt my feelings. Break down and cry instead. But my point is like a lot of non-Mises people asked me to do stand up. So like there is a show of like. Hey, we want to like involve you guys and stuff because like I know for a fact, a lot of non-Mises people asked. So like that's cool. So I said so I said yes. I'm bringing down 2 other comics. We're gonna do the whole thing Friday night, I think.
That was the other way it all my evolution started. I guess was Calburn got added to media. I think he's on social media too. I don't really remember. We got Winograd and. Mitchell Mankiewicz in there now too. And at first, when I think it was just Calburn, maybe another person I'm forgetting, and people are like, "What's gonna happen? There's gonna be big fights, and oh boy!" And one of them would say something. I'd just be like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Let's discuss it and have a vote." And people are like, "Wait, what the hell happened there?" And it happened with Van Wagner too. I was doing my usual begging for campaign donations, and he said something about being super anti-Mises, and I was like, "Nah, dude, like that's ask these guys." And they came in and said, "No, he's been super fair and like and all that." And that's pretty much how I started talking to Van Wagner and being cool with him. I mean, I was just like, "No, like, just ask these people who have dealt with me. Like, I've not been aggressively, oh, you're Mises, I'm not listening to you." It's just. Like I'm the chair of the committees, and I just treat it as like it's my job to like just kind of guide conversation. And like, I'm too tired and too busy to argue with like libertarians. It's just exhausting. Like, whatever.
Dude, one of my favorite memes for libertarians is it's a Futurama meme, and it's Professor Farnsworth is like in an auditorium full of like 1,000 other scientists, and on top of the meme it says libertarians arguing with libertarians. And it's Professor Farnsworth pointing down at other scientists being like, "Don't listen to that crackpot." And the other scientist is looking up going, "But I'm agreeing with you."
Yeah, it's bad.
That is us in a fucking, that's the best meme to describe exactly what we are.
I don't think I could think of anything dumber than like, first of all, trying to operate social media for libertarians is dumb. Trying to operate it by committee is just basically you saying, "I don't want to be happy ever." And I mean, we've got a great group. Don't get me wrong. There's some disagreement, but it's generally very good. Blah blah blah, all that hippie nonsense. But social media for libertarians is like, I don't know why that's what I had to be good at. Like, why couldn't I be good at like ballot access or press releases? No, I'm good at social media. Anything other than what I'm good at, I would have been happy with, because like I'm good at like the shittiest thing, which probably other people feel about what they're good at, but like,
Joe,
no.
you know why? I'll tell you
Libertarian social media.
You probably feel the same way I do, where I'd rather fillet my dick with a machete than read Robert's Rule of Order.
I've owned Robert's Rules for probably about a year now, and I'm halfway through it. Like, it's just so fucking awful. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a very strong reader. I could blow through a book in 10 minutes and understand it, but it is just awful. Like, and I have a good comprehension of Robert's Rules, but it's still garbage, and I hate it, and I don't want to understand it. Like,
it is so boring.
It's awful. Like, and now, I would much rather say, hey, you should post that meme at this time because you're going to get the best traction and views, than go, well, actually, it's a secondary motion, so it would actually not take precedence of. Nobody cares. Let's see the memes, bro. That's what it's about.
Dude, the worst is
bylaws are whack.
Especially since I'm the fucking board rep, for Bucks. Like, I had to go to the state meetings and shit. Like, right? Like, and it's just like, listen to that for 4 hours. I'm like, yo, someone shoot me in the fucking mouth. Shoot me in the fucking mouth.
It's so bad. It's like, I work nights, so I'm used to having, late plans and whatnot. But like on board meeting Saturdays, I can't have plans late at night because I'm going to be trashed. Because I can't get through a board meeting without drinking.
Doing comedy.
Ooh.
Like, that's when comedy is. Saturday fucking night. By the way, even if I fucking wasn't a comic, fuck you guys for doing fucking Saturday night meetings, you fucking losers. Get fucking socialized. Get families. You fucking, goddamn it. I fucking hate them. What a fucking time to pick a fucking board meeting, you fucking loser. God damn it. I'm so mad at them.
How many times have you jokingly heard me ask if we could go back and review the minutes?
Yeah.
I just have people yell at me. I had somebody tell me that I should be professional, and like, look, I think for what board meetings are, I'm pretty professional. But like, look, if you're like going over the minutes or being stupid for like 25 minutes, it's not unprofessional of me to say fuck you. Like, that's professional. That's as professional as I can keep it, is shut the fuck up. Like, that's it. Like, the fact that I don't drive to your house and beat the shit out of you is me being professional. Like, that's it.
Especially because you know everyone in there is being a fucking cunt. Everyone on there is being a cunt. And you're just like, it's just a room of cunts. And you're just like, fucking someone punch someone in the face or shut up. I can't deal with this anymore. This passive aggressive shit.
I've had several girlfriends and female friends since my time being really involved in the party. And some of them have been politically knowledgeable, some haven't, but I describe it the same way to all of them. I say, okay, now imagine you're having a conversation with me, right? And we might not necessarily agree on what we're talking about. Now think of how fun that is, and add 40 people just like me to that fucking conversation. That's how bad these board meetings are. Because I don't like hearing myself like have conversations with it, and it's all just a bunch of libertarians going, well, actually, I'm going to chop my face off. I'm going to chop my face off if we don't get out of this board meeting by 9:30, because I'm trying to have dinner and get laid, and you people are like, I want to read the board bylaws, dude.
Dude, Joe,
tired of it.
How many times I want to just lean into the Zoom camera and be like, suck my fucking dick. So many fucking times. So many and I haven't one time.
You don't know. Here's what you don't know. There have been several times where people have heard noises or sounds or phrases and they're like, who is it? It's me. More than once I've gone, like, somebody will start talking, I just go, Jesus Christ, shut up. And then I just like walk out. But I know how Zoom works. Like, I know how long and loud I can say something before it flashes to my screen. So I just blurt it out, and then boom, nothing happens. I'm just, oh my God, I'm just gonna start calling out random points of order, I think, and be like, can we review the minutes from September? And then I'm just gonna fucking leave. I mean, Christ, I had one.
Get it passed and then leave.
Dude, like, I had one the other week where somebody wanted something to happen that day. Somebody wanted to wait a month, and I was like, hey, here's stupid ass me trying to be reasonable. What if we split the difference and we reconvene in 2 weeks? And people just shit on me. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'll retract the motion. I'm just trying to get out of this meeting before 10 o'clock. Fuck me, I guess. Like, Jesus Christ.
I get so mad at everybody in those fucking meetings. I'm like, shut up. In my head, I'm like, whatever you're going to say, shut up. Shut up. Don't raise your hand. Shut up. Put it down. Put it down. It's the worst.
I can't chair a meeting because I'd be like, okay, so we have two motions. However, the ruling of the chair is that they're both fucking stupid. So we're not going to do either of them. Piss off. And then we just move on. Like, apparently my version of Robert's rules would be a little bit different because I'd be like, look, your motion is in order, but it's fucking stupid. So we're not going to do it. And I hate you. And you're actually not a libertarian anymore. And like, that's just.
I agree with Michelle here. She says my husband off camera constantly fueling me with whiskey to get through it. Like, yeah, same. I just get high as fuck, and I'm like, I'm here now. Here we are.
I just drink rum and I just drink rum and cokes through the whole meeting. And sometimes when people are really rambling on about dumb bullshit, I'll just take my headphones off, go get my drink, take a leak, come back, put my headphones back on, and they're still talking about dumb bullshit. And I'll just go out loud, oh my God.
I know. I was going to be like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Dude.
Like, the sad thing is, I don't have anything better to do. Like, I just hate it.
I do have
like, I don't have an excuse. Right. Like, you do. I don't. I'm just there, and I'm like, well, honestly, this is just kind of how I expect to spend my Saturday nights, I guess, but this sucks ass.
Sucks ass. All right, Joel, we're over an hour.
Who's this one?
We're over an hour. This has been, oh yeah, fuck that thing. I want to burn that. I think so fucking, honestly, it's just gay. That's what it is.
Come on. Rat fuck is hilarious though. Like, that's just.
Rat fuck
like,
is funny.
Like, that one's fine. That's why I got two of those.
Actually, Blue Pill's funny too.
Yeah, like, that's why I have it. Because, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a rat fuck. Like, it's fair. You're right. You're not wrong.
This has been very fun, dude. This has been a fun app. Tell everybody real quick where they can find you when you're running and stuff like that. Any platform you want to promote, now's your time.
Yes, sir. Everybody should go and follow me on Twitter at Getz, Getz, the number 4 EVC. Getz for EVC on Twitter, because most of my tweets are pretty solid. And on Facebook, I am, let's see, what's my actual Facebook name? Joel Getz on Facebook, which with the third in parentheses, I am the third. You'll be able to tell who's who when you search the name. But and also make sure to follow LPPA on Twitter as well, because every follow that gets somehow makes me look like I'm good at my job. Oh, Christ, that's right. Bonnie, yeah. Yeah, and Joel Getz Libertarian is the actual page you should follow. I forgot I even had a follow page. It's, well, if it wasn't for Bonnie and Michelle, I wouldn't really know how to do anything, to be fair. So yeah, follow what Bonnie just had up, Joel Getz Libertarian, because that's the Facebook page you should follow. I can't keep track of my own shit.
Shout out Bonnie. Shout out Michelle. Shout out Joel Getz. Again, everybody, come to the show Saturday. Chalfont, PA at the Pop-In. There's, I think the 9:30 show is technically sold out now. There's like 2 or 3 tickets left, so check the website. The 7 o'clock show sells like 15 tickets left. So that's in Chalfont, PA, Eastern PA, and still Bucks County, I think, technically. Droptent.com/events. Get your shirts. Droptent.com/store, and follow me at all stuff. All right, guys. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening. Find Adam on social media, Twitter and IG at Adam Nutter, or Facebook and TikTok at Adam Nutter Comedy. And for podcasts and merch, check out www.droptent.com. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.